Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your birthday reading. This is going to cover birthday 2025 to birthday 2026. 3 blessings coming just for you. It's going to be a pick a group reading, and all the links will be in the comment section. Okay, so let's get started right away. We're going to have 3 bulls here. 3 different groups. You're going to choose from these 3 bulls. We're going to have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. I would like you to zero in, use your intuition, pick a group, and I will see you on the other side. Hello, Taurus / AKA Group 1. First and foremost, I'd like to wish you a very happy birthday. Okay, let's get started right away. So these are your 3 blessings that are heading towards you, and these are your timing cards. This says in the autumn. Let's look. We have a very busy table today. You have the 5 of Vessels. And you know, Vessels, this suit is known only to this particular deck of cards. And it gives you, what the Vessels do is it gives you the tools for some sort of self-discovery. It teaches you the depths of your unlocked intuition, because there are various keys inside that. And that's important, at least for this particular blessing. So let's look at everything here. You have the full moon eclipse. It says conclusions are in reach. What's interesting about this is that there is an eclipse going on here this fall. So we have, I believe it's like around the 7th. It's in September. Okay. So, look around the 7th, the 8th, the 6th, around that time. It's not going to be exactly on the eclipse. It can be, but it's the energy around the eclipse that is important for this particular blessing. So I really like the way these 2 cards are lining up for you. You have direction, and that sort of goes with the intuition that we were talking about, right? It says your purpose is unfolding slowly, right? You are being divinely guided. Direction. There's an internal compass that you might uncover, or that you need to uncover in order to unlock this blessing here, Taurus. It does say rose, and it says passionate love. So yes, this has something to do with your love life, this blessing. There is something tied to this, though. There's something tied to this inside you. This has come out in some of your readings, to be honest with you. There is something that there is some sort of intuition, there's some sort of change that needs to take place inside you if you really indeed want this. It will be offered to you. It is a blessing that's coming your way. You have these 2 cards. It says you're ready and recovery. Now, you're ready means that when this comes around, you will be ready for it. Whether you take advantage of this or not is going to be completely up to you. There is a recovery card here, and this recovery card could mean that you have recovered, or you are recovering from something that has happened in your past, something that may have held you back. It could be an old relationship wound. It could be a child wound. It could be anything like that. There's something going on here. And you have come out in your own reading here. You have Taurus, tactile, grounded, and stable. And that is Taurus for sure. So you've come out here. You have retrograde. It says reversal, declaration, distance. There could be somebody that is at a distance that will be coming towards you during this time. Yeah. Definitely. Now, it does pay to note that in September, there will be 2 retrogrades, one in Pluto and one in Uranus. So that particular time, when you look at when these 2 retrogrades overlap each other, that could be very meaningful to you as far as dates go. You have the number 0, and it says, I am limitless. New sight and understanding of both godly and earthly. Yeah, it is time to develop your spiritual side. You're gaining new insight. That sort of goes with the vessels card here, Taurus. For sure, limitless potential. And it's sort of like a positive reset. You're resetting to zero. Now, this is going to be choices, because you see here you have a couple of tarot cards coming in sideways. And in my readings anyway, that always indicates a choice, or in your situation, more than one choice. You're going to have to make a choice in this direction. It's not going to fall in your lap. It's not going to be handed to you. It's not like you're going to have to work hard for it. But there's something inside you, Taurus, that's going to have to be unlocked for you to really take advantage of this and really internalize it. You have the hedgehog, and look, this says trust on it. So you may have trust issues, and this may be coming from something in your past, because it does say recovery here. So keep that in mind. And this is, for September. So around the time of the eclipse, around the time these retrogrades overlap, definitely look into that, because that date is very important. It's come out over and over again here. You do have the Hermit, and the Hermit is pure Virgo energy. And as you can see, the Hermit is walking with his lantern, and it sort of goes with these other cards where you have to go deep, man. You have to go deep inside you and find out if there is something blocking you from the happiness that you absolutely want. The rose does indicate hope. There's a lot of positive cards here, but there is something that you need to unlock within yourself in order for you to really hone in on this and grab it. You have a lot of internal conflict going on here with this Five of Swords coming in sideways. But this is Uranus in Aquarius, inner conflict that you're going to have to make some decisions about. For some of you, this may be very, very subconscious. This may be something that's going on subconsciously. And here you are again. You have the Hierophant coming in sideways. And if you've watched any tarot, you already know that that is pure Taurian energy, right? And this has come up in your readings as well, right? When the Hierophant in reverse comes out in your readings, I always say you may be stubbornly holding on to old ways. That's something that may click in when you start to feel a little uncomfortable, a little unstable. This is telling you to think outside your box. I always say the same thing. Now, in this blessing, you have 3 number 5s. And 5s indicate conflict. And I do believe that's internal, like we talked about. You're going to be conflicted about this. But this is going to be a blessing that's offered to you if you want it. Now here in your next blessing, the timing on this says next full moon. So it depends on when you listen to this when you listen to this. I mean, you could be listening to it the day after I post it, or you could be listening to it 2 months later. So look on your calendar for the next full moon, and it does not have to be exactly on that date. Like I always say, it's the energy around it. So around the next full moon, you have something here, and this is the 6 of Pentacles. And this, in this deck anyway, this is just pure earth energy. This is an expansion card in this deck. So this is like a different version. There's more than one version of many, many cards in this deck. Your world is expanding with this expansion card. This is generosity. It is receiving something. And as you can see, this is the universe handing you something, right? Look for something around the next full moon. It really does look monetary. It looks like it's some sort of monetary goal. This could be a job. This could be an investment that you made paying off. There's something like that here on the table, because look, it does say money matters. So this definitely has something to do with your money here, Taurus. And it says firm. It says wide awake, clean, decisive. When it comes to money, you know what the hell you're doing. You see things extremely clearly. And that's a very good thing, especially for this blessing. And this is going to make you very happy. Whatever this is going to make you very happy. And it does say don't let the past hold you back. South Node. There may be something, and maybe it has something to do with this particular blessing, where as much as you're being blessed here financially in some way, your past holds keys to your present. I really believe that for you. And here, to back this whole thing up, you have the full moon again. It says culmination, release, illumination. You have the full moon here twice. Something's going to happen around the next full moon for you. So keep that definitely under your hat. You have I am stable. It says you bring stability and rationality to any situation. You are the rock, and your hard work and perseverance makes you a dependable friend, partner, and colleague. So there is something that you've worked hard. It could be some mental agility here, but whatever it is paying off. And this is something that you're very slick and sly about. You have the opportunity here with the fox. This is something that is definitely going to make you happy here, Taurus. Love that for you. Now you have the Lovers in reverse, and the Lovers in, is Gemini energy, release of a partnership. It is a release of a partnership. You could have something that is paying off for you, and you could be releasing that partnership or releasing that connection, which is fine because it looks like you're getting what you want out of this. And here you have the Six of Pentacles again in a different deck, same card. Honestly, pretty good. Now in this particular deck, it is Moon in Taurus energy, and it's definitely receiving a gift or a payoff. There is something that you have worked for. There is something you were waiting for. There is something to do with money here that is definitely going to pay off. And why is it paying off? Because you have persevered through this. The Seven of Wands, Mars and Leo energy. Your determination pays off. Your perseverance pays off. Beautiful energy. There is something about not letting your past hold you back. Maybe you are releasing a partnership from your past because you're ready to move on from it. But whatever this is, it is definitely something that is going to be fruitful for you here, Taurus. Now, in your final blessing here, you have in May. Now, it really depends on when your birthday is here. This could be this May 2025, or if you have a May birthday and you're a May Taurus, this could stretch into 2026. But there is something happening in May that is going to be very celebratory here. And this is, in this deck anyway, it's pure water energy, celebration. This could be social events that you're attending, happiness, celebrating with others, a very happy time. Definitely pretty good. Let's look at the rest of the cards here. You have fixed moon, hold your vision. So here's another clue, right? In May for this year, you would have to check for next year. But in May for this year, the Scorpion moon is going to be on May 12th. So around that time, you might be able to expect a blessing here. There is something to do with forgiveness. And this could be something from your past. This could mean something from your past that you carry with you. There could be somebody from your past. It could be a parent or something like that where you harbor some animosity and you'd have to release that to really feel the full effect of this. Or it very well could be somebody from your present that may ask for your forgiveness in some way. But I have to tell you, you have a lot of hope. It says wish, expectation, desire. So you're going to be receiving a wish. You're going to be receiving something that you really wanted, and it is on the table. It is on the table for the taking here, Taurus, in May. You have Mercury, and it says communication, correspondence. So you're going to be receiving some sort of communication and correspondence in light of this. This is something celebratory. Could it be money? I guess it could be. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling like it's something else. It could be a celebration of a relationship. It could just be that you're being extremely social and you're getting out and your social life gets a boost. It could be any of those things. But you have the number 13 here. It says, I am confident. So you're going to be going through a very confident time here. And 13 is a master number. It's a number for change, breaking old patterns. And you have the crow. And it says transition. Yeah. It says which part of your life is or may be going through a transition. Maybe you are changing relationships, careers, or cities. Whatever it is, the crow is signaling that you are ready to make the change. And the crows see things from a higher perspective. So it sort of goes with everything I've been saying over here, right? And here you have some more decisions to make. I do think that with all these decision cards, you have a lot more power this year than you give yourself credit for, than you realize. You do have the Chariot, which is a power card, and the Chariot is pure Cancer energy, but it's determination, success, overcoming obstacles. Beautiful energy here. And you have the opportunity here with the Wheel of Fortune coming in sideways, right? You have the opportunity. It's like a good change of fortune. And when it's reversed, and we could read it reversed because it's going to depend on your choices, it could mean a lingering resistance to some change. Now, this is Jupiter energy, but it's also fixed energy like that moon. So, what is fixed energy, right? Fixed energy is Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. Fixed signs, fixed energy. You have the full moon in Scorpio here, uh, definitely. And you also have the High Priestess coming in sideways, and the High Priestess is Pisces. Um, Now, I don't know why I'm getting this, but it's like a great sex life is a possibility here. But you have the sideways cards, and your inner voice and guidance can't be ignored. It can't be quelled. You have to go deep. And I'm not saying you have to go deep in order to have a good sex life, but you have to go deep in order to break some sort of barrier so you could get over to the other side and experience something. I think you're going to experience something unlike you've ever experienced, something brand new. But with these sideways cards here, Taurus, this is going to be dependent upon how much work you do on the inside. But it really does look like the autumn is going to be really good for you. It looks like the next full moon, you're going to be receiving some news about money. And here in May, and like I said, depending on when your birthday is, this could be this May or next May, you're going to have something to celebrate. And you're going to be very light and airy. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can grab one more deck. Just going to pull an overarching card for you. So we have something to look forward to for the year. Your overarching theme for the year, group one, is, wow, what do you think that is? Can you tell me? This is the Hermit again. Yeah. Beautiful energy, Virgo energy, but you know, it is going inside. It's going internal. Let me see if I could pull this other card so you could see it. Definitely the same card, Major Arcana, Virgo energy. One is female, one is male, so it sort of covers all the bases here. But it is going inside to evaluate how far you have come and if you want to stop now. Do you want to stop now or do you want to keep growing? Because with the growth comes more blessings here. Now, if you feel that this reading does not encompass what you're hoping for, you could always choose another group because all of these readings are for Taurus alone. I will see you next time. Happy birthday. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your birthday reading. This is going to cover, like I said in the intro, birthday 2025 to birthday 2026, whenever it is your birthday falls. Okay, April or May. Okay, group two. Let's get started. You have, let's see what you have. Actually, I have to move this to see what you have. I'm going to have to move this stuff a little bit. Might get a little messy, at least initially. So you do have the Empress here. And, you know, in this particular deck, the Empress is a tiny bit different. Normally, the Empress is Taurus Libra energy. In this deck, it is Earth Venus energy, which is still your energy, right? You have Venus. And in this particular deck, she stands for fertility, yes, like other decks, but also sexuality, romance, and wealth. This is because of the ties she has to both Demeter and Aphrodite. In some readings, she can indicate literal pregnancy. So if you are hoping for that, she heralds good news. For most of you, though, this pregnancy is symbolic, and something is about to burst into the world, something that represents abundance. Now, this blessing, this particular, let me see if I could pick this up. There's a lot of cards here. I love working with different decks, if you haven't noticed. This particular blessing will be coming in March of 2026, just so you know. And there is a crown involved in this, and it says owner, master, top level. And the crown can represent, its symbolism represents loyalty and commitment in a relationship, or it can represent a brand new job. But you know, with the other cards here, I can't help but think this represents some sort of relationship in general. You do have fast changes here with the rabbit, and the rabbit also represents fertility. So you have fertility over and over again in this particular blessing. And like I said, this fertility is either literal or it's very symbolic for sure. Yeah. So, and there is something here that is happening it's going to happen very fast. It's going to happen faster than most things happen for you. And you did pull the romance card. So this goes with everything that we have been saying for this reading. You also pulled New Moon in Scorpio. It says work through your fears. Now, this could be, listen, this is either subtly or something that is in the forefront of your mind. It could be something that you fear. Now, the full new moon in Scorpio happens in November. And so there is something that may peak out in November in regards to this, but I can't help but think that this is going to happen in March. It's going to happen very quickly. You may have underlying fears that need to be addressed. When I say fears, it doesn't mean you're hiding in your bed frightened. It could just mean underneath everything, you're fearing something along the lines of a relationship. You could be fearing commitment. You could be fearing settling down. You could be fearing giving yourself completely to one person. Even though that may be what you want consciously, there could be something underneath everything. And this spirit is just trying to make you aware of this. Yeah, you do have, it says, I am diplomatic, but you know, I can't help but look at the number 2. And if you even look it up on the internet, the number 2 does represent two things coming together, a pairing off of sorts, right? And you have the hummingbird and it says lightness. Now, the hummingbird is an interesting creature for many reasons. It represents joy and happiness, but in ancient Mesopotamia, they represented love. So you have love over and over again in this reading. You have Gaia, and it says earth, nature, embodiment. And obviously you are the ultimate earth sign here, Taurus. But when we look at Gaia, Gaia is located in your natal chart exactly opposite your sun sign by both house and degree. This placement points to where you may need some grounding, allowing you to be truly in thrive mode. So there is something here that you need to uncover for sure. Now, here's your tarot. I can't wait to look at this really deeply because it's an interesting mix. You do have temperance, and I really love that card for you here, Taurus. This is a healing, and it's a grounding, and it is the card of Sagittarius for sure. And I can't help but look forward and see Sagittarius here again. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, like Gaia, right? It represents a grounding, a balance. And I do like that it's here because it is a healing. And this is something that definitely whoever's reading this is, you needed, even though you might not believe it. There is something that may stop you from this, or at least in the past, you may have gotten just so far and then something happens, just so far and then something happens. And this is like a heralds a time of healing. You do have the 5 of Cups in reverse, and that is really nice energy. Pluto and Scorpio, a shift away from dwelling on a loss that you may be fearful of, or, it could be a loss of your freedom. It could be a loss of money, finances. I don't know, anything like that. Now, this could represent a loss that you're dwelling on from the past that you feel may recur, that you keep yourself safe from. But for some of you, it is a loss that you just fear. Some kind of loss. You do have the 2 of Wands here coming in reverse, and the 2 of Wands is Mars and Aries energy. And this is telling you to please make a strategy with this newfound groundedness, with this newfound feeling. Make an actual plan. Don't let it slip by. Don't let it slide. There is a new idea here that you really need to concentrate on. And, you know, in this blessing here, you have two number fives, which could represent internal conflict. And I can see that, right? There is a conflicting thing here. It's like you want it, but there's something. And this is something you need to address, Taurus, in order to move forward. But this blessing is here for you for the taking if you want it. Now, moving on to this. Let me see if I could actually move these. You have the King of Vessels. Now, vessels are unique to this deck. It's a different suit altogether. It doesn't appear in any other card, any other deck. I really like the vessels. I love this deck. It's very expansive. But the King of Vessels represents both ether and fire combined. And it represents the fourth and final stage of an alchemical great work. It's sort of like a metaphor of the soul. A long-awaited alchemical wedding is about to happen. A king and queen coming together to merge, symbolically or otherwise. They bring forth new life. Once again, pregnancy is on the table. Now, I'm not saying, like I said, could be symbolic or otherwise. So, you know, take that and put it where it fits. But together they bring forth a new life. It represents someone very independent and focused on personal development. And this particular blessing is happening in February. So it looks like February, March of 2026 is going to be very fruitful for you in this department, in this area. It does look very much like a relationship to me, to be honest with you. You have full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. We talked about that right here, right? Yeah, you definitely need a practical plan here, Taurus. This is something that has come up twice already. And the full moon in Taurus generally happens in April, but I have to tell you, this really goes along, the symbology here goes along with everything. And Spirit is begging you to take action because it's come out in more than one card here. You have to take action. You have to actually move forward with this in order to gain and reap the rewards of this particular blessing. And it is indeed a blessing, okay? Make no mistake. Let me see if I can straighten this out. So you also have here reconcile, right? You could be reconciling with someone. You could be coming together with someone that you have been with in the past or someone that you're with now. Perhaps you're reconciling a situation and you're reconciling it in your head. You do have a power position. You will be in a power position in this situation. Perhaps you feel that's not the case. Perhaps you feel if you concede or give in to this situation that you'll lack power. But the opposite is true here. You're going to be in a very powerful situation if you move forward with this. You do have 0 here, and it says, I am observant. But more than that, when 0 comes out, numerology-wise, you're working from ground 0. You're starting from nothing, and you're building something together. That's a really nice thing. You have rabbit. I mean, look, rabbit came out again. You have it here and here. It does say cleverness, but we all know that rabbits are the ultimate symbol of fertility. You have... Wow, you have the 9 of... wait, before we do that, let's do this, because like I said, you have Sagittarius here again, right? So there could be a Sagittarius here in your life or someone with Sagittarius highly aspected in their chart. The full moon in Sagittarius is in February, the end of February, the 29th in 2026. So this actually could come together for you in February. So keep that in mind here. You have the South Node, past lives, natural gifts, karmic challenges. So yeah, there is something inside you here, Taurus, that threatens to get in the way. But I really think for this to come out over and over again, you're going to make the right choice. It is a situation filled with lessons. And once you pass these tests, you'll move on to a really nice phase in your life. Now, moving on to your tarot here, like I started to say, you do have the 9 of Swords in reverse, Mercury and Gemini energy, the release of anxiety. This may have made you anxious, or maybe in the past, it's made you anxious. But I have to tell you, there is a release here. And you have the Judgment card here in reverse. And this is, it's Jupiter energy, much like Sagittarius, but it's very fixed, like you, because you're a fixed sign. And when this is turned inward as a blessing, it's self-reflection, reevaluation of something, perhaps changing your mind about something. And I love this. You have the Five of Swords coming in reverse. And, that's conflict, right? Uranus and Aquarius. And this being in reverse, it's the end of conflict, whether it's internal or otherwise. Now, you could be in conflict with someone over this situation and that comes to an end, or it could be something that goes on internally, or it could be both. But there is something here that is coming to an end that's negative. And if you allow this, and I think allowing this is really an important point to make. In February, March, you're going to come forward with something really, really nice here for you, Taurus. Now, moving on to this. This is interesting. And it says that I'm going to pull this first. It says the timing of this is the next full moon. And that's going to be strictly dependent upon, I'll just put this here for now. It's going to be strictly dependent upon when you listen to this reading. Okay. So there's something coming into fruition in the next full moon. You could look that up on the internet, depending on when you listen to this. Let me pull this down. I know it's a little messy right now. I will fix it. You do have the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles in this particular deck is Earth Fire, right? And this is an alternative card. So it is an alternative path for you. But the bottom line is the King of Pentacles, it does pay to note, is usually Sun in Taurus in most decks. So keep that in mind. Keep it under your hat. All right, let's pull this first. It does say, what do you need to release? This is the waning moon. There is something that needs to be released in order for you to benefit from this. Generally speaking, the King of Pentacles speaks of monetary efforts, something that you're waiting for, something that you've built. It could very well be a relationship as well, something that has long-term potential, something that is here to stay. Let's look at the rest of the cards and we'll figure this out. You do have offerings. It says you will be offered. Yeah, I mean, it says investment, new position. Definitely, you're going to be offered something here. Now, this could be literally anything. It's going to be different for each Taurus. Could be an investment paying off. Could be you an offer for a new job, an offer for a new position, something like that. You are going to be getting some rest. And when I look at this card, I definitely see a vacation in mind, but it does say new beginnings. So you have this new beginning coming towards you and an encounter. And it says, yeah, see, look at this. Two people coming together. Two people coming together. Now, it very well could be that this is very monetary, but it's also has a bearing on this over here, right? It's going to just add to it, if that makes sense to you. You have Badger, and Badger means endurance, right? And what's interesting about this is, like, it looks like a raccoon to me, to be honest with you, but it does say Badger, okay? So there is the Badger here on the table, and it, traditionally the Badger represents determination, resilience, courage, definitely endurance in some way. You have the number 7, and it says, I am brilliant. And this is a mind that is definitely good with business. Kind of like the King of Vessels over here, the King of, but this is very earth-based energy, and it always has been. But the number 7 represents a seeker of truth, a serious-minded person. And it does say improving health. And this improving health could be your mental health, could be your financial health, and it very well could be your physical health if you've been, let me see if I can straighten this out, if you've been worried about your physical health. But there is an improvement here on the table no matter how you look at it. Before we get to your tarot, let's look at this. You do have waxing. Yeah, you have waxing gibbous moon, nurturing patience and refinement. So this is something that you have nurtured. This is something that you have been patient for. This is something you have had endurance for. And here's Capricorn. This is your fellow earth sign. You could have Capricorn highly aspected in your chart, maybe not. But the bottom line is it says disciplined, tenacious, resilient, all the things that represent earth signs, especially Capricorn and Taurus for sure. But there is something coming to fruition. Yeah, there is definitely something coming to fruition here for sure. Now, let's look at this. You do have, you do have the 8 of Cups here coming in reverse, and the 8 of Cups is Saturn and Pisces energy. And this is deciding whether to linger in something, right? I really think you are going to be releasing something because you have what do you need to release up here, and you have yourself releasing something down here. Um, and you have the six. Yeah, and this is another release card. You have Sun and Scorpio, the Six of Cups in reverse, release of something. What do you need to release? What do you need to release? There's something that you need to release in order to gain something, but look at this. You have the Two of Cups coming in, and this is Venus and Cancer energy, the coming together of two things. And this could be two parts of your life, love and money, coming together to work harmoniously. But there is something coming together beautifully here. And you have a lot of luck here on your side, Taurus. You really do. You just have to, there is a block here of some kind that you really need to release, for sure. And here we go. This is going to be a tower moment for you, and this is not a bad tower. Obviously, these are your blessings that are coming to you. So this may strike you as a lightning strike, a tower moment, the Scorpion, Pluto energy. This could be looked at as Mars, Aries energy as well. But the bottom line is this is something that's going to change your foundation, going to change your future, going to change your dynamic if you allow it, right? There is something that needs to be taken down. The tower needs to be taken down in order to build something more stable. The tower wasn't stable. And that could be anything. But I don't think this is something being taken from you. I do think this is an offer that is going to be on the table for you, and you're going to need to release one thing before this can come together. And this is probably the only reading, well, out of the two I've done anyway. This is the reading where all of these blessings seem to be working in unison. They seem to be sort of building blocks for one big thing. And by the next full moon, you're going to see something move. You're going to see movement. And in February, March, it looks like you have a decision to make about this situation. And I really hope that you make the right decision, because there's so many wonderful things here, Taurus, for you if you do clear away the cobwebs. I wish you nothing but the best. Namaste and happy birthday. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your reading. And first and foremost, I'd like to wish you a very happy birthday. Okay. So let's get started right away. We have a lot of cards, as you can tell. You know I love my decks. So we're going to start with your first blessing in no particular order. Okay. I'm going to have to move some of these cards temporarily just so I could get to each card individually. Okay. You do have the Knight of Swords coming in, crisp and strong. And in this particular deck, he represents double air, moving forward with confidence, moving towards a goal with speed. With speed. And what I like about this is that it comes with this card, which is you're ready. So, man, do you know it too? You know you're ready and you are setting off here. And the timing here is the next full moon. And this is going to be very dependent on when you watch this video. Okay, look on your calendar, look on the internet, and figure out when the next full moon is, or the next new moon, I should say. And it will happen in or around this time where you're going to feel this need to move forward with speed. You have Ceres, and this is one of the 4 major asteroids. It says self-care, wellness, agriculture. But this shows how you give support, right? So maybe you are rushing in to give someone support. Perhaps it could be. It could be that you've received the support that you need. But you have I don't know about a warning, but you have a slight caveat here. It says full moon in Leo. Do not let pride get in your way. I do think that this is an opportunity to move forward, and Spirit is trying to tell you to take it. Don't second guess it. Don't let your pride get in the way. Okay. The full moon in Leo is February 1st, 2026. So perhaps what you start here will end there. Perhaps. Doesn't necessarily have to be a timing card, but there are outside forces guiding you here with this card. It says this cycle will shift soon and you will be okay. Outside forces are driving the situation, driving you. All good news here so far. I have to tell you, you have the gravity card. And when I see this, it says magnetic field, potential energy. I do think that you are being pulled. You're being pulled. There's too many cards here that are saying it. You're being pulled in a certain direction. Do not second guess this when it happens. Definitely take advantage of it. You have the hawk, and it says spirituality. It says fly above and beyond. Definitely, I mean, the hawk has supervision. So perhaps you're seeing something very clearly suddenly and you really are taking off. The hawk also represents freedom, insight, messages from the spirit world, the ability to rise above and see things from a bird's eye view. Yeah, definitely. You have 999. And it says, thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs. So if you have any lingering doubts from the past, leave it there. It says, life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. I am unique. Interesting. You're almost there. Anytime I see the number 9, it's almost the number 10. You're almost there. You're at the precipice of something. Something is happening here that you may in the past have considered taboo. This does on the card, it correlates with love, but it really doesn't have to. There is something that you may have considered off limits in the past. Maybe that's why you pause before you take off. Maybe that's why you're second guessing it a little bit. But whatever this is, you're going to know by these hints. And your job here is to know that you are ready and it truly is time to move forward. Here for your tarot, you have the devil, and the devil is Capricorn energy. The devil can get a bad rap by, sometimes it does represent toxic energy, but in this particular situation, I really think it's material success. There is something here. It's some sort of opportunity that you may second guess initially, but Spirit is telling you to move forward. You're being pulled in this direction for a reason. You may have considered this off limits in the past. You may have considered this something not within your reach, or it may be something that you're not used to. You're not used to even thinking about doing something like this, but look at these cards, okay? Because the reason I'm definitely stressing material success here with the devil is the next card. The next card is the 10 of Pentacles. You have Mercury in Virgo, and this is one of the most, if not the most successful cards in the deck. This is not just a little success. This is not just, something small. This is something big. This is something big that has staying power, and it's really a lot of abundance to the point where it's super secure, and you move straight into this King of Wands energy, Sun in Leo, ambition, leadership, success. It's success upon success upon success. Look to the next full moon for clues about this, Taurus, and don't miss out on this opportunity. It really does look like an opportunity. Here in your second spot, so you have, I'm going to pull the timing cards first. It says a few days and then it says October, because these fell out together. Now, in a few days after you listen to this reading, you're going to see certain things. You're going to see the initial stages of this. By October, it's going to be a done deal, okay? This blessing is going to be a done deal. Let's look at the rest of these cards. You have the Sun, right? And even in this deck, this is the happiest card in the deck. And, normally this is the card of Leo, but in this particular deck, it is pure fire energy, positive energy, abundant joy, vitality and happiness, optimism, right? Conquering anything that was once dark. And what's fascinating is even in this deck, and I'm glad I do the shuffling and the laying out on like camera, you have the Sun again. It says life, vitality, and purpose. You have the Sun twice. This is a very, very rare thing here, Taurus. And so look for something a few days after you listen to this reading and understand that by October, you're going to see the fruit from this in a very big way. And this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you. I have to say, out of all the readings, this is probably the best one. Definitely the best one. You have wisdom here. You've attained wisdom along the way, okay? It does say you are called upon to serve as a mentor. You may be called upon to help someone, but you may be also looking towards someone else for some insight. Now, this literally could be anything. It could be a financial advisor, could be someone that you're very, very close with that gives very good advice. It could be something like that. But there is a lantern here, right? Very symbolic of the hermit. It could be wisdom that you yourself have collected and are implementing. But you have here, it says, have faith in your dreams, the waxing crescent moon. Anytime I see a waxing moon in any reading, I know that something is building. Something is definitely building here for you, Taurus. You have, look, you have the buffalo, which is abundance. Abundance and liberation are finally on the way. And you have the number 3. I mean, it's actually more fire energy. The number 3 represents Jupiter, which is expansion and luck, right? It says, I am charismatic. Yeah. You are able to get others on board with your ideas. This could be somebody, for at least one of you, this could be somebody that you're getting on board to help you in this endeavor. But I'm telling you, with that double sun and this blessing over here, it's really, really good energy. It's really good energy. Okay, so you do have these 3 cards coming up for your tarot. And because it's a blessing, I'm going to read this a certain way. You have the Tower in reverse. And a lot of times when I see the Tower in reverse, I'm saying you're trying to avoid a Tower moment. But as a blessing, especially with these cards, you have avoided a Tower moment. And this is a good thing. You've avoided catastrophe in lieu of something really, really good. You've avoided it somehow. Hopefully that'll focus. If it doesn't focus, I have this card, which usually does the job. There you go. Okay. So you have the Tower here, right? And the Tower could be Scorpio, Pluto energy. It could be Mars, Aries energy. But this leads right into the 6 of Pentacles. And it's sort of like this card, right? It's the help that you're either getting from someone or giving someone. And I can't help but think that it's advice. It's advice that you're getting. And you see those pentacles, right? The advice you're getting about a money matter, a goal matter. Yeah, definitely. And this leads right into the 9 of Swords in reverse, right? You may have felt stuck in the past. You may have felt like you had no power, but you realized that you've had the power all along. Look at this. This card is in reverse. This is an amazing blessing. And you really need the timing, like I said, will definitely be in October. But within a few days of this reading, you're going to see the remnants of this. You're going to see the first peak at this energy. Definitely. I mean, this is pretty close together. You have a few days after, and then you have the next full moon. Now, let's look at your final blessing here. Wow, look how close together this is. A few days, next full moon, next month. Once again, this is going to be very dependent on when you listen to this reading. But there's something that's going to be happening next month. I wonder if all this is tied together somehow. All right, let me pull this card up here first. So you have the 6 of Cups. And in this deck, there are alternate versions of some cards. And this is definitely one of them. This is an alternate version of the 6 of Cups. And in this deck, it doesn't really have an astrological correspondence except for water. It's pure water energy, comfort, and some sort of memory. It's comfort and security. It could be a reunion. It could be the true meaning of some sort of love. And look at this. I don't mean to jump ahead, but it says ask for help from others. I mean, that came up in the other blessing more than once, right? You seeking advice on something. Next month, something's going on. I hate when that happens. Something is definitely going on next month here. You have the gibbous moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. And I would say so with these timing cards. You have pulled timing cards like no other in this, yeah, you've pulled, it's like very, very cool. You have fire, pure fire energy, radiant, enthusiastic, dynamic. You are on fire. I can tell you, whoever's reading this they are on fire. And this is Eros, right? Eroticism, desire, sex. Wow, it looks like more than one thing is happening here for you, for sure. But you are going to have a shot here at some sort of connection. Now, whether that connection is pure love, I mean, the Six of Cups could be a reunion with someone from your past, for sure. But remember I said there's more than one thing going on here. There's also money matters on the table, right? Definitely money matters. Definitely be prepared for the unexpected. And in your case, I do think the unexpected is something positive, for sure. There is a miracle afoot. Dreams come true. You get what you want. Now, because you have love here on the table and you also have money, I think that there's more than one miracle, or perhaps there's more than one thing going on. But I have to tell you, it is definitely a positive thing. You have opportunities here with the fox. It says you must be quick to move out of your comfort zone. With that Knight, I can see that totally, right? Immediate responsiveness and flexibility. That is what you need to be. You need to be flexible. You need to have an immediate response to things that are going on. And here you have more nines. You're almost there. You're at the precipice of something here. It says it's time to get to work on the realization of your soul's mission in life. You have a higher purpose. Okay, but it does say I am courageous, and I do think that even though this is an air sign, with this fire energy, it takes a lot of courage to move ahead with the speed that you are taking in this situation. Now, what's fascinating is you have all sideways cards here. And in my opinion, that means you hold the power in this situation. You really do. Your choices and decisions are going to make or break you, and they're going to, you have the power to move ahead, you have the power to not move ahead. But I have to tell you, in this situation, when I see sideways cards, I see decisions that literally you have to take action. Decisions need to be made. Maybe that is why you're asking for advice. But you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is a change of luck. And this is coming in sideways. It's all going to be dependent on what you choose to do. You also have the World. Right? Now, this is Jupiter energy for sure. It's fixed energy like yourself. And here you have more Jupiter energy with the World. The World could be a completion. Moving on to the next thing. Let me refocus this. There you go. Moving on to the next thing. Closing out a cycle. Even if it's a good cycle, moving on to the next good cycle, because this is definitely something positive. And here you have more choices with the Seven of Wands coming in sideways. And the Seven of Wands is Mars and Leo energy, perseverance. Are you going to stick it out? Are you going to be determined? Are you going to move forward? Are you going to do this? You have all the power in the world in this situation. Many, many people in the world here, Taurus, feel powerless. Some people literally are. This is not you. You have the power to completely move forward and change your life. And it's going to happen soon. It's going to happen sooner for you than the other Taurus and the other groups. So this is a really good reading. And being that the number 9 has come out like this, that means you're this close. But it also could mean that the number 9 means something important, like the 9th day of a month or 9 a.m. All right, so definitely keep that in mind. Let me grab this deck to give you an overarching card for this reading. For Taurus, please, for group 3. And there you go. Let's look at the clues on this card. Now, this particular deck has all major arcana. It also has elements, right? Earth, fire, water, blah, blah, blah. But it also has a few bonus cards, and this is one of them. And if you look at this, the clues on the card will give us an indication about what it means. It's a bright, sunny day. It's beautiful outside, but there is a hornet's nest. And there is also a bullseye. So if you're going to go for your bullseye, and you may have to knock over a hornet's nest. And maybe that's why there's a little bit of a pause. Maybe it's a taboo thing for you not to shake things up, right? You want stability. You don't want to shake things up. But I have to tell you, in order to get to where you want to go, you may have to rock a hornet's nest on the way. Very interesting, but just remember, you're ready for this opportunity, and there's no shame in asking for help or support to make the decisions that you're going to need to make. But definitely take advantage of this. I wish you the best and happiest birthday. Namaste.